What other projects were you involved with that the audience may not realize you worked on?
Oh, geez. Well, the absolute nadir of my career was a project called the Little Clowns of Happytown. And this was like the tail end of the network era. And the network hired some, what would you call it? They hired a advisory team of psychologists and psychiatrists who were going to tell us how to write shows, perfect shows for kids. And so what they put together was this thing called the Little Clowns of Happytown, where it was so nonviolent, a clown couldn't throw a pie at another clown. A clown could put the pie down on the ground, and then the other clown walking along could trip and fall face first into it, but the clown couldn't actually throw the pie. And I worked on the show. I did one script for the two story editors because I was friends with them. I had known them from Ruby Spears. But at a certain point, I just started working in references to Uncle Pennywise, and somebody caught that and took it out. But it, I pretty much had my fill of that one by the time I was done with the first one. And the fact that nobody remembers that show is indication of what it was like.
I noticed out on your table, Plucky Duck was in one of your pictures.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize you had worked on Tiny Toons.
I worked on Tiny Toons. I did several. I can't say how many, maybe as many as 6, certainly at least 4. The oddest script that I ever sold, I sold to Tiny Toons. Because I went in to see Paul Dini, who was story editing the show, and my pitch was the Tiny Toons deliver a piano to the tune of the Hungarian Rhapsody. And he says, I'll take it, write it up. So I go home and I'm thinking, well, how do I write this thing up that they can follow what's going on in it? So I got, and this is back in the days of LP records, I got a copy of the Hungarian Rhapsody, and it was an LP, and instead of playing it at 33 1/3, I played it at 45 RPM to pick up the tempo. And then I narrated the cartoon over the music, what would be happening, so that at every beat, every musical thing, the animators would know this should be happening here, this should be happening there. They made a copy of that tape and they gave it to the animators and told them animate it to this music. So that's what happened. I never actually put words to paper. They just took my voice on the tape over the music and animated to that. And the music crew, of course, re-recorded the Hungarian Rhapsody at a much faster tempo to match what the animation was. So that was the oddest script I ever did. That one actually played in the Hollywood Bowl. I found out about 3 or 4 years later that the Hollywood Bowl did a night of classical music and cartoons, and mine was one of the ones that they ran, and none of those people at Warner Brothers thought, why don't we give Buzz a call and tell him he might want to go see this, so but it did play the Hollywood Bowl. Not every cartoonist gets to say that.
That's very cool.